Hey, Brian, when you were first evaluating Deuce Vaughn, can you remember what you saw on tape that made you really think we want this guy?
Well, when I first saw him on tape, I looked at his size first, and I was concerned a little bit. I didn't know what the guys would think about him, so I was pretty close to not showing his video. But as I watched it, I saw a guy who could make all the runs, short yardage runs, home runs, and catch the ball in the backfield. And so when I brought it to the table to show the guys, that was my biggest concern was what they thought about his size. But then once they watched it, they really liked what they saw. And then we pushed on to Coach Kleiman, and he wanted to offer right away.
I know you guys had high expectations for him, but is there anything he's done that surprised even you thus far?
Well, I think there's been a couple runs, some short yardage runs, where he was able to get some tough yards. You know, we had a 3rd and 2 against TCU the other day, and he was able to get 3 yards out of it. He had a swing pass against Texas Tech, and was able to. Guy made contact behind the first down, and he was able to push forward to get the first down. So his lower body strength has been very surprising, very pleasing.
And nobody else in the room cared about his size after you showed him the tape? They all said
Well,
this.
obviously you have concerns about protections and those kind of things, but his playmaking ability was the overwhelming factor in that.
Okay. Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
You bet.
John?
Yeah, Brian, what's the upper limit as far as touches that you guys would be comfortable with Deuce taking in a game right now?
Well, I think we can get up to 20, either by carries or catching the ball. I think as the game goes, I don't worry about a pitch count with him. Just if he's running hot, you got to feed him just like any other back. But the thing that's really nice is you don't have to take him out on passing downs because his pass catching skills out of the backfield. And so I think if you can get him, 5 or 6 catches and get him 17, 18 carries a game, I think that's pretty good.
And right now, how far is Jacardier off of seeing the field a little bit more and getting more playing time?
Well, I think it's a day-by-day process. I mean, he's still developing. And the thing about running backs is when you got a guy like Deuce who can take a handoff and possibly hit a home run, catch a ball in the backfield, hit a home run, it's hard to take those guys off the field right now. So as Jacardier, we practice this week, he's going to get a lot of reps. So we're still getting his development, and he's coming along, And the thing about him is I try to continue to tell him I need you to be a different kind of back than Deuce. You're 200-something pounds. Look at you more as a pounder. Don't worry about trying to hit home runs on the outside. If you can run between the tackles, being consistent doing those things, that's going to help us in the long run.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Derek?
You have another true freshman back. You've played a little bit in Keon Mosey. Are you just as excited about him in terms of the trajectory he's on compared to your expectations coming in?
Oh, yeah. Very, very pleased with him. When a guy runs 500 meters, he threatens a lot of people, and he's continuing to develop. And we're using him more in the passing game, getting him and Deuce on the field at the same time because they're both threats, catching the ball in the backfield, or running some type of jet sweep or something like that. So he's continuing to develop and very pleased where he's at right now.
Is it a situation that we could see him and Deuce on the field together even more to kind of provide that dynamic ability?
Yeah, as we go, as their workload gets more and how the game goes also dictates some of that stuff and on where we're at in the game. But I think you can see more of that as the season goes on.
Thanks, Coach.
Fitz?
Coach, this is the second straight year that you've entered the season kind of wondering about who are going to be the backs. And second straight season, here we are early in the year, and you're wondering, how am I going to get all these guys on the field? Is this a good problem to have so many guys that are emerging and playing well?
Yeah, it's a great problem to have. I looked at a couple of things this morning as far as where Deuce is lining up on the field. Now where is Mosey lining up on the field? Now where is Harry lining up on the field? Now you add Jacardier to the picture. When you get an opportunity to get that many guys on the field at different spots, it just helps your offense because now people can put their focus maybe on Deuce. A couple of times on Saturday, they had him double teamed with a defensive end and a linebacker. Well, it opened up some things for other guys. So when you can move guys around and use their skill set, it just helps your offense as a whole.
when you have these kind of varied skill sets, how hard is it to use the guys in ways that you don't become predictable by personnel?
Well, that's one thing I look at during the week as we move Deuce around. Where is he lining up at the most? And so I try to put him in spots or maybe change that position out with a Mosey or a Harry and put those guys in that spot and put Deuce in a different spot and run the same play. So people can't say, well, he's always in the slot and he's doing this. He's always in the backfield. When the back's away, he's doing this. So I try to move him around a little bit so people can get a hand on where he's going to be at and what plays we're running.
Thanks, Coach.
Last one here, Kellis.
You tell us some of the little things that I'm sure Harry Trotter does really well that maybe the common fan doesn't see when they're just watching the game from afar.
Well, Harry he's a workaholic, and the thing that he brings to the table for us, he can do a little bit of everything. He had one of the best cut blocks on Saturday that I've seen in football in a long time. Phillip Brooks had an end around, and Harry came out and cut the guy down. It was textbook, and so his play is great leadership for our room. And what I mean by that is, he goes about his business every single day. He doesn't say 2 words, but he just wants to get better. He sent me a text this morning, Coach, what I need to do this week to get better. So he's always looking to get better. And so his maturity, his knowledge of the offense is continue to help our room and help our younger guys out. He's always there for Deuce to help him out if he sees something on the field that Deuce didn't see. So his leadership is invaluable.